And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 5 ugly, mean stepsisters named Tasha, Hannah, Rena, and the twins Ellie and Emmy. Tasha, Hannah, Rena, Ellie, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tasha, Hannah, Rena, Ellie, and Emmy all together. One day, the king of Tripleville's messenger said, Hear ye, the king of Tripleville is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Stripling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are... Tasha said, He's going to marry me. Hannah said, No way, Tasha. He's going to marry me. Rena said, Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Ellie said, All 3 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Emmy said, Are you kidding, sister? He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad because she cannot go to the ball. Suddenly, Cinderella's fairy godmother asks what's wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Stripling. The fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. She waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word. Triply, trappily, triply, true. And then Cinderella's chores are all done, but the fairy godmother said, She's not done. He then said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has 3 pumpkins. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Triply, trappily, troppily, true. And then the 3 pumpkins turned into a handsome coach drawn by 6 strong horses. And then Cinderella's do-rag and red dress turned into a gown and crown. Cinderella said, I've never seen such a triple-tastic crown and gown. And get a load of my glass slippers. The fairy godmother said, Have fun, Cinderella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Stripling was wondering who he should marry. Tasha, Hannah, Rena, Ellie, and Emmy say all together, He's walking towards me! But he's not walking towards any of them. But he's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Stripling dance together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she's running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Stripling was so worried. He afraid that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Tripleville to find her and brought the tiny glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where Cinderella and her ugly, mean stepsisters lived. Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can you try on this glass slipper? Tasha first. Hannah second. Rena third, and the twins last, but none of their feet fit. Suddenly, Prince Stripling noticed Cinderella singing. She exclaimed, Prince Stripling, is that you? Prince Stripling said, Of course it's me. Freela gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Tripling back. And he doesn't need to put on the glass slipper back on Freela's foot because it's so uncomfortable. And they both live happily ever after. The end. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 28erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 28erella. 28erella had 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Ella, India, Georgia, Hannah, and Tasha. All 11 of them constantly made fun of 28erella and made her do all the chores. 28er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes and windows, do it all! Said the 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. And then one day, the king of Ottavigid Tumblingham's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Ottavigid Tumblingham, his royal majesty, is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Ottavigid Tumbling." "Can I come?" asks 28erella. But she's not invited to the ball. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Ella, India, Georgia, Hannah, and Tasha ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball. But 28erella feels left out. "He's going to marry me," said Tina, the oldest stepsister. "No way, Tina, wrong. He's going to marry me," said Winona. "Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me," said Elena. All the rest of the stepsisters disagree and say, "All three of you are wrong. Prince Ottavigid Tumbling is going to marry me." Later, 28erella is so sad, distraught, and upset about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Ottavigid Tumbling. "Whatever will I do?" she whimpers. 28erella's fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There, 28erella. I'll fix everything for you. And you'll become a princess so no one will know it's you," she said. She then waves her magic wand. Because of that, 28erella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, "28erella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice." Luckily, 28erella has 28 pumpkins and 56 mice. 28erella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 28 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 56 mice into horses, and then 28erella's fairy clothes into a gown and crown, and a pair of glass slippers appear on her feet. "I've never seen such an Ottavigid Tumbletastic gown. And get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough?" said 28erella, and climbs into the coach. 28erella's fairy godmother said, "Well, you can't, but have fun, 28erella. But I will warn you to return home before midnight. That's when the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before." And so 28erella accepted the warning. At the ball, the king of Ottavigid Tumblingham asks, "Wonder who to marry, Prince Ottavijitubling?" To which Prince Ottavijitubling himself responds, "Yes, father." 28 arrives at the ball just in time. Prince Ottavijitubling sees her, walks straight towards her and says, "You must be 28 May I please have this dance?" "Yes," said 28 overjoyed, and so she and Prince Ottavijitubling dance happily together. Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Eliza, Isabella, Georgia, Hannah, and Tasha watched them jealously as they wanted Prince Otto to fall in love with them. They shout all together. But soon, 28 realizes someone's missing, so she screamed out of the ball, and she ran so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. The next day, the king of Ottavijitublingham and Prince Ottavijitubling traveled all around the neighborhood trying to find 28 who had captured Prince Ottavijitubling's heart and brought the 2 glass slippers she lost with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the house where 28 and her 11 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 28 they find Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Yadina, Eliza, Isabella, Georgia, Hannah, and Tasha. Prince Ottavijitubling then says, "Ladies, my father, the king of Ottavijitublingham, and I have a favor to ask. Can any try on these glass slippers?" Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona is next, but her feet are too small. "Nonsense, they fit," she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet fit either. Suddenly, the king of Ottavijitublingham and Prince Ottavijitubling noticed 28 singing. She looks rather familiar. "Prince Ottavijitubling and your majesty, is that you guys?" she hollered excitedly. 28 my dear daughter-in-law, we found you," exclaims the king of Ottavijitublingham, and the glass slippers fit. The king of Ottavijitublingham, Prince Ottavijitubling, 28 who transforms back into a princess, then lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and Andrew does everything, and buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. I know I completed the 20s and maybe the 30s later. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 53rella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, in a faraway land named Quadrigitumlingham, there was a young woman named 53rella. 53rella had 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Tanya, Hannah, Rosie, Erna, and Emily. All 10 of them constantly made fun of 53rella and made her do all the chores. 53 wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! We don't have all day, said the stepsisters all together. One day, the king of Quadrigitumlingham's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Quadrigitumlingham, who's kind, wise, caring, and everything, His Majesty is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quadrintubling." But 53rella is not invited. her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters. They are overjoyed and picked out dresses to wear to the ball. Prince Tranquil is going to marry me, said Fatima, the oldest stepsister. No way, Fatima, wrong. He's going to marry me, said Ivana. Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. The rest say, all three of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later. 53-year-old is so sad about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Tranquil. Whatever will I do? She whimpered. 53-year-old's fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There, now, 53-year-old. I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you. And so, she chants the magic words. Surprise, surprise, among the shores. Magic wand, do all the chores. And waves her magic wand. And not a minute too soon. 53-year-old's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother says that she's not done yet. She says, 53-year-old, go fetch me a pumpkin and your teeny tiny little friends, the mice. Luckily, 53-year-old has 53 pumpkins and 160 mice. 53-year-old's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 53 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 106 mice into horses, and 53-year-old's ripped clothes into a gown and crown. 53-year-old's fairy godmother says, I've never seen such a quadruple-tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers, fairy godmother. How can I ever thank you enough? And climbs into the coach. 53-year-old's fairy godmother says, well, 53-year-old, you can't, but have fun. And I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will turn back to normal. And so, 53-year-old accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Tranquil was wondering who he should marry. Wondering who to marry, Prince Tranquil, my son? Asked the king of Tranquil, to which Prince Tranquil says, yes, father. Prince Tranquil, you're going to marry me, said Fatima, the oldest stepsister. No way, Fatima, wrong. He's going to marry me. Prince Tranquil, you're going to marry me, said Ivana. Both of you are wrong. Prince Tranquil, you're going to marry me, said Ferdinand. The rest say, all three of you are wrong. Prince Tranquil, you're going to marry me. But Prince Tranquil angrily denies the request. 53-year-old arrives at the ball just in time. Prince Tranquil sees her, walks out to her and says, you must be 53-year-old. May I have please at this dance? 53-year-old responds, yes. 53-year-old and Prince Tranquil dance happily together. But later, 53-year-old realizes it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. The next day, the king of Tranquil and Prince Tranquil try to find 53-year-old who captured Prince Tranquil's heart and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrive at her house, Prince Tranquil knocks on the door at the house where 53-year-old and her 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 53-year-old, they found her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Fatima to Emily. Prince Trade Queen clutches the tumbling, then says, "Ladies, my father, the king, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Fatima is first, but her foot is too big. Isabella is next, but her foot is too small." "Nonsense! It fits," she said. "The rest is the same, but none of their feet are the right size." Suddenly, the king of Trade Queen clutches to Tumblingham, and Prince Trade Queen clutches to Tumbling, known as 53 singing. "Prince Trade Queen clutches to Tumbling, is that you?" she hollered excitedly. He says, "Of course it's me. I love you. Will you marry me?" And the glass slipper fits. And so, Prince Trade Queen Quadrin Tumbling, and the king of Trade Queen Quadrin Tumblingham, and 53 lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew Stewards. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and enter those everything, and buy our merchandise at enterthouseeverything.com. And take care. Bye.